The final for the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal, presented by Corona. Men's final out in the water, an exciting final. João Chianca in his first CT final here in Portugal. Jack Robinson. Can Robinson make it 5 CT wins? And Pete, she got there in a lot of hard heats where she turned the heats at the last moment. Jack Robinson live action pulls into the barrel, and we expect them to come out. But Jesse, surprisingly, not so.
I wasn't here in the early years of this event, so from this point though, straight offshore, 6 foot. Chianca gonna make it out of there. So 2 missteps, but these 2 have been the most consistent for 2023. But to be able to sustain it is incredible.
Just getting under the lip there and traveling through, almost makes his way out. Jack Robinson with a mean intent, timing his bottom turn, just skirting under the lip, traveled for a long way before finally getting lip there, Jesse.
Yes, the wave kind of just crumbled a lot, and it looks like João's battling for this one.
João, long wall in front of him. He pulls through the back there, so feeling out the right here at Super Tubos at the beginning of this final, João Chianca and Jack Robinson.
But right now, I need to be professional. I need to buckle up because I need to get to the finish line. So that was pretty much what he said, and it was like so beautiful to feel that energy from João.
Thank you, Louisa. Jack Robinson in, out. Now the first barrel make, and a difficult finishing section for Jack Robinson. Lip gliding floater there in some treacherous water on the foamy double up on the inside there, Pete.
But now he's surfing it in a very paced heat. I mean, it feels like now the tide has filled up slightly, so all of a sudden those even smaller waves aren't going to give you quite the same kind of square barrel that we saw earlier today. So that type of an adjustment being made here, he's going to get himself just a little bit of a number to start to build some momentum, and that's just a really good recipe for Jack. He's not sitting there waiting for those super bombs. He's just going to surf his way into rhythm.
And also, it's always nice to mention that you don't know what the ocean's going to throw at you. We could kind of have a very warm heat the whole way because these guys have been just blowing up the whole event. So it's almost, there's so much expectation.
Oh, there we go. This one's got some drain to it.
Yeah, it does. It got some room to move. João Chianca out with the spit. That was a square cave at Super Tubos. That's going to change the look of this heat, Pete.
See the intensity? There's this clear difference in that style of wave. That one had just full suck out of it, so it's shallower because it drained out. It pulled a lot of water into it, and it was square and intense. And the judges see that too. So you're going to see a significant difference between these 2 scores.
Right there, check this out. He's so underneath, just airdrops into that cavern, and the wave is growing as well. Comes out with a lot of speed. Unfortunately, gets stuck right there. Tried to maybe put too much rail in that foamy section and just gets buckled out.
See that again. Look at the stalling technique once again, putting those both hands along the rail to slow himself down and then releasing at the opportune time.
Leandro Dora, the coach for Jack Robinson, and Pinga, the supporting coach for João Chianca, both coming on camera there.
They both kind of left the athletes alone. Double up.
Chianca under the priority, and the long barrel, a lot of foam in the pit, and Chianca unable to exit that one. Jack looking left, Jack going left, grabbing rail, a little bit of a pit there for Robinson, and still trying to hang on, maximizing tube time, and it looks like Robinson went down somewhere in the foam as we catch him up on the camera and see Jack emerging incomplete there from that ride, Pete. Just the mental game getting played right now with these 2. We'll see if anyone takes this wave. It's going to be Chianca. Using priority, going right, traveling, one more section. João emerges, lip glide, and puts it down, looks back and says, take that, and the crowd loves it.
Yeah, and just stop and think for a moment, and let's say he had priority and he wasn't sitting by him. That's just a wave that Jack was a great score that Jack was going to be able to capitalize.
His approach and style of coaching, is that something that he might say to help him out?
Well, that was a nice barrel for him, and just a huge finish. But I think I don't know. I think Pinga, like you mentioned, he's actually lives it very open for the athletes. He doesn't talk too much, so it would be interesting to see what actually
was said. I'd love to be on the fly on the wall. Yeah.
How's a closer right there? I mean, that's the combo. That's comboing it up, Pete.
Yeah, it is.
That's the barrel, and then that's a dynamic finish. That was a difficult floater.
Beautiful section. And then this solidifies it, really. You know, we saw Jack fall on his finish move, but João, both waves, just stomps the landing. So you're gonna get numbers for doing single maneuvers, but he got barreled and tags this huge section.
Yeah, that feels like excellent to me for João Chianca.
Yeah, I think that closeout section was definitely an X factor in that turn.
And here we go.
Here it is. Quick little bubble. Riding through. Can he make it out? Yes, he does. That's why the crowd went wild. In relation to what we've already seen, you'd have to say that it's probably going to sit underneath the 7.83. Could be better than the 6.17. See what the judges think.
Here we are back. João Chianca pulling in, pulling out, making it again.
Unbelievable. He took off like in the lip. How is that even possible?
Well, defying physics, gravity, whatever you want to call it. João Chianca getting it done there. We'll be waiting for that score of João, who's already has a big lead, Jesse, over Jack Robinson.
Just so late, just really knifing it and getting so deep. See, we're like literally just straight down angle right there, and we couldn't see him for a good time. So that showed how deep he was in that barrel, and he was just in disbelief right there.
So incredible. Yeah, and it seems to be going all Joao's way.
Oh, it sure does. 9-point ride for João Chianca on this replay here.
That delayed bottom turn, that's that technique. Off the bottom, just delay the bottom turn and then hook up underneath it and go for the ride. Get yourself right centered on that CI Pro 6-footer. It's a 6.0. And gotta love it. 9.07, huge number.
And now he puts Jack really with his back against the wall, and it's just now Jack is in trouble to get out of a combination of a 17.57.
6,500 I think is for a third.
685. I mean 6,085. Yeah.
6,085. So even more of a gap.
Jack on the travel, time warping, but it just gets morphed in the end.
In history of surfing, so many of those big moments to turn around. So we have pipe with Andy and Kelly a few times, and yeah, he's one of those guys that could pull it off in these conditions.
Except for if he keeps doing
or
this.
Not.
Big spit. João with another shower out there in the final. João Chianca continues just to be in pace, in rhythm with Super Tubos during this final.
And they're willing waves to him. I mean, these are substantially different style of waves. That's not going to go into his top two, but it's still a solid number that came right to him, right in the spot. So everything seems to be right there. All that energy and focus is on João, and he's not making any mistakes. He's pleasing the crowd and loving his job right now.
It's probably the reason they call it the Portuguese pipeline, Jesse.
Yeah, like the similarities for those two waves, especially on this one from João.
And here we go. Waves coming in.
And there you go. João Chianca, a little block there, parallels, and comes out again.
Oh, big C once again. I love it. On fire.
Think he's having a good time?
I would say he is. Absolutely he is.
That was incredible. She's just a wave magnet right now. Look at this, how many scores he's already got on board. And
look at this outside.
A good one.
We need both scores. I love to look at this one more time. This is João using priority, a little defense, a little offense too, Jess.
Yeah, and I wouldn't doubt if João even betters this wave. He was very deep, such an intense wave. It kind of wrapped on top of him, and they're like actually paddle battling right there. That was insane.
He kind of almost was saying, hey, tens, kind of throwing up the hands like that.
Hey, sell it. See if the judges are buying it.
Give me my Yeti. I was carrying my Yeti.
My call that João did a great call right there to go on that wave, but Jack is definitely going to get in a very good spot in this heat right now if he wants to get him a shot.
You see that pump that he was able to do as we see that in slow motion, pulling up on the rail, João Chianca.
And the front leg, and you see how the front leg bows out. It's literally an e-brake. He's throwing it out, and then he releases it and throws it back out again for speed control. It's not over yet.
Robinson drops in, drainer in front of him, and he comes out. No problem. Looking for a little bit more. Beautiful carve. And just gliding that sharp eye on rail. Jack Robinson starting to come back at the 5.5 minute mark, Jesse.
Oh, man.
Tense drop, check it out, like air dropping, coming from behind, getting out with the speed, and not to mention, just finish it up with a beautiful carve.
The job for the judges is very difficult here because you got to look at the comparisons, and that's what they're going to do now. They're going to look at that. How long was the barrel? How intense was the drop? How good is the turn on the inside here? And throw it in comparisons because this wave is very important for Jack Robinson's campaign. You know, where does it fit in relation to the 8.5 and the 9.07?
Priority still with João Chianca. The cat and mouse continues out in the lineup here. Chianca takes this one, drops in, and a pretty clampy one. Can he come through there? That would be a miracle if he did so. Now we're down to 1 minute 20 seconds. Jack Robinson with an opportunity. Not a wave in time for Jack Robinson. 5 seconds. Here's the countdown. And it's official. Chumbinho, João Chianca is the 2023 MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal, presented by Corona, champion, and there's our champ.